Well, I've had an interesting morning with somebody who joined my Telegram group. And they came in, they wanted to speak to me one-on-one because I didn't want to share the place in their life that they felt the most desperate. So I agreed. And I feel like I can speak on this with even more than the usual amount of authority right now because I'm putting myself through this process. I have put many people, I put them, but I have offered this process to many, many, many people. And when they do it, they manifest. When they do it, they manifest. So these last three, this is the fourth now video, I have been talking about this place of the stagnant survivor. And this is probably one, maybe two aspects of your life. It does not mean you are just fully in survival mode where you feel desperate. You don't know what to do. A lot of times you don't even know what your desire is. You just know it's not this. Sometimes if there is a desire in it, you have tried to get there over and over and over again, and it just is not happening. And you feel at your wit's end. You feel lost. What else should you do? What else should you do? And I'm going to repeat one more time. This seems mundane, but it works. You have to know what is going on in your own self in order for it to change. So, what happened with this person is I said, hey, within my work, these are the steps: tracking, most particularly thoughts, emotions, sensations, behavior, and signaling safety. Give yourself minimum 4 days, minimum. And one of the things he was struggling with was smoking. So he just returns, oh, when I smoke, I feel like this. And I'm like, that's the thing. This is the not just repeat thing that I want to say in this video is when we are in that place. I was talking about like the place where our loop happens, where energy gets stuck and there's a loop, and then that's what creates like the behavior or the whatever that we don't want. And that has a natural skip to it. Energy gets lost in like this vortex. That's what, like, if you watch the last video, like, that's the thing I was talking about. Like, energy gets lost in this vortex, and then there's some reactive behavior or response that we create, and then that becomes an undesirable thing. And so when people have that, and I'm looping myself into this too for sure. But it just became so apparent when I was talking to this guy this morning. When people have that, we want to skip past like the awareness. And it's actually a protection mechanism. Like we feel like the reason we have a skip in the first place, the reason we have a loop in the first place is because we're trying to protect ourselves from something. And so when I come along and I say, now it's time to start putting your attention on that place in real time so it starts to open. You know, you start to touch the edges of it, and then the edges, it turns out they're not firm, they're soft, and they're a little fuzzy, and then they start to shift and move and change, and then you keep putting your attention there and you keep touching that place, and then you can see like the next level below and what's inside of that and what's inside of that. And and I don't know if like maybe you get to the core, that would be great, but you don't even necessarily have to. You just want to like get it open. You want to open it up. You want to let it not be the same thing it's always been because that's why you keep getting the same results you've always gotten. And you do that by putting attention there. Putting attention there starts to change the tension around it. Signaling safety starts to release attention around it. And so this person's response to me was, oh, well, when I smoke, I do this, do this, do this. And I'm like, okay, you just telling me what you do. Like, I love that there is awareness around it, but you just telling me what you do is not what I mean. Like, I could tell you, because I've been in this body journey, like, I could tell you, okay, so every night I get off work and I want something to like bring me down to signal the end of the day. And that looks like this, or this. Then I wake up and I feel this. Like, I could tell you that from this perspective looking back, but that's not the same thing as in real time when I'm heading into that cycle, when I'm heading into that pattern, when I'm inside the pattern, when I'm coming out of that pattern, like taking note, getting specific. What am I saying to myself? What am I feeling? And I'm saying it with a little bit of intensity right now because I want to emphasize the difference between just looking back in the past and being like, well, this is what it always is, versus being present with it now. Again, for a few days, a few days. But even though I'm speaking with intensity right now, like it's not an obsessive thing. It's like, okay, I'm going to pay attention to this. When I do this, then I do this, you know? And it just starts to bring consciousness to it. And that step is crucial. It is crucial period. But when you're in a place where you have been living out the same pattern over and over and over again, maybe not always, but it's like the default pattern you keep coming back to. Like, the more that's true, the more it needs this step. If you want to change it, you don't have to change it. You don't have to do anything. But if you want it to change, the more it needs you to like be with it. And so anyway, I was talking to this guy and I'm thinking about the loop and like I'm seeing him want to skip past it because this is the other part is like he's the know-it-all. He knows everything already. He already knows everything. There's no new information to get here. That's like what he's saying underneath what he's saying. And what I'm saying is, if there's no new information to get here, you would already have what you want. So if you are like real stubborn around a place, you already know everything there is to know. I'm telling you, you're wrong. Just because, period, you can't know everything anyway. But especially if you're stuck. There's more information. That thing wants your attention. Think of it as a cherished little child or pet or plant or something that you would want to care for. Like it's asking you for something. It wants something from you. It's saying, I'm still a zygote. I'm still an embryo. I'm still an infant. Like I still need something from you that I'm not getting. And until I get it, I'm going to keep acting up. I'm going to keep throwing a tantrum in this one spot. I'm going to keep blocking you because I'm asking you for something and it's still not getting met. So then the other thing that I just I mean, like, I feel like, duh, this, like when I say this, but it just became super, like, crystal clear in my vision when I was talking to him. What I said to him, and this is true, and this is why the shit that I do with people is so effective is I was like, the reason it's so effective and the reason you don't want to skip these steps is because all of the work that you do in my space comes from you. And that's why it works. All of the desires that you find when going through my manifestation process as it's laid out come from inside of you. They're not from what your parents told you you should want or keeping up with the Joneses or what you saw in a magazine. Like you find these nuggets inside of yourself, and that is what makes them real potent. But you also have to look at the nuggets that already exist inside of yourself to give them what they need in order for them to maybe grow up a little bit. Maybe get on board with what you're like the rest of what you're trying to create and become an advocate and an ally. Like you definitely want these parts of you to be your ally because right now they're cock blocking you. And so the work that I do with people, it comes from inside of you. If you already know everything, I am not the person to ask. I am not your manifestation coach. I am not your sorceress. If you know that you don't know everything and you're willing to do a little, is it's really not a lot once you do it. Once you get past the mental idea that like, I already know this, I already did it. Mm, well, you don't and you didn't because you would have what you want. Once you get past that and you're like, okay, if I actually want this, like this person has been doing this for 18 years. She's been helping people with this for 18 years. She's done this herself in different parts of her life. Maybe she knows something. Like maybe, if I haven't done this before for this specific outcome that I'm trying to create, maybe I could just do this. If you're open like that, hit me up, please. Please, please, please hit me up. But yeah, it's it's going to be internal exploration. And I've always loved that. Like for some people, that is not even kind of what they want to do. And if that's you, cool. But I was always like, give me the personality tests and let me read philosophy like all through high school until I found like the thing that works on repeat. And so I didn't have to keep like trying to find a system that was effective. I found the system that's effective, and now it's just applying it. So I love those people. And really, it's ecstatic manifestation, like it's playful, it's enjoyable, it's fun. There are like ways to do this that are juicy and yummy. It's not like, okay, I'm going to go into deep therapeutic work for the next 6 months so I can manifest my whatever. Boring. That might be what it sounds like when I'm talking about it, but it's not. But yeah, tracking, baby. And I'm still tracking. I do have more to say, and I think I'm gonna save that for another video. Because I've been sitting with like what's been filling my space, and I have had some desires come up, and I'm sitting with like the dissonance between those two things, the difference between those things. And the other piece is not rushing this, is not rushing this. So again, I've been on this journey in general for 2 months with my own journal. And like one doorway opened another doorway. And I'm good with that. But I've been on this specific facet of this journey for a week. And I'm okay being a weekend and still being like, I wonder what I'm gonna do. If you're feeling the desperation, if you're feeling like you're trying to push or rush or whatever, that is a sign you're in your stagnant survivor phase. And just to loop back, the answer to that phase is tracking and signaling safety. I'm telling you that's the answer. I'm giving you the secrets. These are the secrets. I'm not gatekeeping anything. There's nothing else to know yet. Let me know what you track. And if you do want to join my Telegram, I would love that. It is a place for, it's not a place for one-on-one coaching. I am interactive in there, but it is a place for like, let me guide you to the next step. Like, here's the next piece of the puzzle. Do this exercise next. Here's this other, I mean, I gave this guy a free course today because I'm like, do this. Um, so I will help guide. Um, so yeah, I would love it if you came in.